Hi, everyone, and welcome to my podcast. Like I promised, uh, today I brought my dear friend Tammy Lane, and today's subject is everything about how to bring spirituality in everyday life or your job or your business, whatever you do. So, hi, Tammy, how are you?
Hey, Peter. I'm
How are
good.
you,
How are
Morales?
you?
Living the dream, living the dream. Now, Tammy, I know a lot about you, but can you tell people a little bit about yourself, who you are, and I don't know, tell me, tell us.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm Tammy Lane and I am an interior designer. I wasn't always an interior designer. My background when I left school, I went to college and did business. So I worked in the corporate industry over in London and Sydney and all of that boring stuff and really wasn't suited to me and really didn't follow my dream and really didn't kind of listen to myself. So now I set up, my son is 18 and I figured I've given them as much time as I can give them. And it's time to set up my own business. So I graduated a long time ago when I was pregnant with my first child. And I set the business up then 3 years ago. And I think one of the things for me that's important with interior design is how it makes you feel in your home. So my approach to design is I think it's quite different to other designers because I feel like I'm more in tune with people and I listen to them and I kind of
No,
read.
definitely you are. Okay, go on. Sorry.
It's just kind of a feeling for me. So, I could meet someone and I'll know straight away kind of what they need. And, for example, I went to a house there a little while back and the girl was recovering from cancer and she was really quite sick. And the house
Yeah,
was so depressing. And I was like, this girl is never going to get well. She's never going to get well because there's no plants in her home. There's no other living creatures in the space. There's no brightness. There's no feeling of, safety or, I just felt like the whole place was jaded and not looked after. And then for me, if your home is like that, then you're not looked after. So it's kind of important, I think, that we make that connection that how we feel in our homes is how I design. So I
yeah. I personally think that we have to kind of move the energy in the space where we're living. So that's why I strongly believe that interior designer who are in tune with the energies, with they work on their spirituality, they can bring that in everyone's home. Am I right?
definitely, yeah, I'm kind of on a mission, as you know. And I suppose he's laughing because he knows there's
Yeah,
no
I know.
stopping me. I'm dedicated to this, and I'm a bit of a bulldozer. Like I'm very blunt. Like a lot of people, you know what, Peter, they can take me or leave me. I don't mind. I have a lot to offer because I am in tune with people, and um, I think I'm very different to other designers because to me, what you just said there about, that the energy that's in our home, that's really important for me. Like I never studied feng shui or any of that stuff, but I will
I think
sage.
you have that naturally
Yeah,
in yourself. Yeah.
I do. I do. I think it's a natural thing for me. Like I'll immediately, when I walk into a space, I'll immediately know where to put everything to make everyone feel better, to create a better flow and layout things. All that stuff you can learn in college is fine. But to me,
Yeah.
it's way more than that. I don't think, for
I
me, I
remember.
think I think your intuition and, bringing that spirituality that you have yourself into
Yeah,
into my job and therefore into as many people's homes as I can. That's kind of my mission as an interior designer.
I agree with you.
Spiritually, there's a lot more to my mission, but this is my work part, and I think I'm very, I don't know. I think I'm in the right place to do it, and I'm the right person to do it.
I think you are, and it just came into my head a year ago when I moved from my old premises into new one. Uh, you remember everything. When I moved, I really didn't know what to do with that new space. And I remember you sit with me and you said to me, "Okay, what do you want?" And I said, "Look, Tammy, I don't want that, clinical look, and I want the place or the room to represent me." and then you start coming with ideas, and I just sit back and I was watching the whole magic coming in. And I must say, I'm so happy with our clinic, by the way. Sorry.
My clinic.
I always forgot that.
It's
I'm
my clinic.
really, yeah, because you are listening. Okay, you're listening me as a friend, but you're also listening clients on so many different levels. It's
Yeah.
not what they say, what the words, what they're coming out from their mouth. You actually naturally reading their energy and subconscious mind. You know where they are, and based on that, you create that happy place for them. So I really think the what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to say that lately I was thinking like people have perception, oh, if someone is spiritual or kind of engaged with energies, these people are somewhere in Tibet and meditate for 12 hours a day. But the whole idea, yeah, but the
Yeah.
whole idea,
Who has
the
12
whole
hours a day to do anything?
no. Uh, but the whole idea is to integrate whatever is coming from the God or from the source and spread in this reality and create that kind of higher level of energy in this reality. And that's like you are one of examples how these things are possible. So we don't have to walk around you know, um, like a monks, we can do the job and still in the same time we can be spiritual. Yep.
Yes, for sure. I think I think I denied that part of myself for so long. And I think that's kind of an important thing to talk about because, when you're born and you have this, wherever you're born and whatever your family is, and you have this life that is kind of assumed, like so your parents will assume that you'll do this, or your family assume that you're going to go to do this type of job. And when I left school, I really wasn't sure, Peter, about what I was going to do. I was I wasn't forced. My parents didn't force me to go to secretarial college, but I went and did a course because my mother said, this is really useful. Let's do this. And then I went to London and I got kind of pigeonholed into that corporate world. And
Yeah.
when I look back on it now, I think I just denied who I really was all the time. Like, kind of fulfilling what other people expect of you or what other people need from you. But actually, when do you go inside yourself and say, what do I need? What makes me happy? And how can I incorporate that and help other people? So as
Yeah,
a child,
wait.
I've always been like that, trying to help people. And also I think for design, I've always seen it. Like, I've seen it since I was 4 years old. I went to see Santa, and I don't remember seeing Santa, but I remember the carpet in Switzer's in Dublin. And I remember I had a gold trim, and I was four. Like, Santa, I couldn't have cared less about Santa, but the spaces and how places made me feel, that was always important all through my life. So I think, not when you lose sight of who you are, or you lose sight of that kind of spirituality that is there, and you
Mm,
kind of deny it or say, oh, I'm not going to explore that. I think that's a bit of a tricky path to go down. You
yeah.
need to
I
explore it.
I think we have pretty much similar life path. We both was part of the corporate world. We was both conditioned by expectation from the families, from I don't know, society. And I personally think that we did our job to fulfill all these needs, whatever. But then in one stage of our life, we start waking up and we start listen our hearts. Because, for example, that design inside of you was always there. But
Yeah.
then you have to fulfill all these different roles. You fulfill the biggest role in everyone's life, and that's being parent and you're proud mommy of two. Uh,
Hmm.
but then later on, that was actually time when I met you.
Yeah.
You decide to follow people say your dream, but you start following your heart.
Yes.
And I remember I was watching your journey, and in a very short period of time, you turn from, you know, uh, 24 hours mommy into very successful woman in this man world. But then you didn't lost yourself in, because I can see the people after, they achieve some goals or whatever, they turn into very empty vessels. But in your case, you are more and more in tune with your energy, with yourself, and you literally, honestly, you're trying to help people,
Yeah.
not make money or any. So I think that's the direction where everyone should go in the future.
Oh my God. I've thought this all my life, Peter. Like we're one
Mm.
human race, It's one planet, it's one human race. If we all started kind of feeling things more and being in tune with that in a more um like I'm not saying we go around navel gazing and meditating all day. Like I haven't got time for that. But
Yeah,
that exploration, that kind of exploration of who you are. Like I don't mean who I am, Tammy Lane, sitting here in front of you. I mean who I really am. Like what's my real purpose? And the more I listen to the feeling, the more I'm led in the right direction. So I think the reason that I've become so successful, you know how people say, oh my God, they're an overnight success. That's complete bullshit. Like
yeah,
I'm 56 years old. The experience that I have is 56 years on this planet, physically in this body. So everything is a stepping stone to where I am now. So I think people, they might see a person very two dimensionally and say, oh, that person has really become very successful very quickly. I haven't become very successful very quickly. I've been successful, first of all, staying alive on the bloody planet and keeping things going when everything's against you. Sometimes it feels, which it does. I've been
yeah.
rock bottom. Peter, I've had
I know.
really serious rock bottom things where I thought I'm never going to stand back up again. But you know what? Who's going to help you back up? Get your ass up yourself, brush yourself off, and just get on with it. Because, like, the more you follow that kind of energy that's inside you, I think the more the universe is going to give back to you without being all, woo woo up there in the clouds. I do. I mean, you hear people saying, oh, we're manifesting this and all. And I kind of hate words like that because they're overused. It's like in my job when they say curated, I'm like, sweet divine Jesus, stop using the word curated, or bespoke. I hate it. I'm like, ah, it's like I'm allergic.
But
But I think
yeah,
if
but
you,
people kind of dismiss. I saw, and I had that kind of experience at the beginning. When you start feeling these different energies and you start, flying high, you want kind of move away from this reality into something high, talking constantly with angels. But the real job is bring that light down here and spread that
yes,
light. And
the way
that's
I, yeah, the way I kind of look at myself, this body, this mind, this universe, this place I'm in now, I'm a
yeah,
vessel. So I'm a vessel to hold energy, to release energy, to bring that energy into my work, which I do all the time. Like I would wake up in the middle of the night and have a solution for a problem in somebody's house, and they think, Jesus, like she's in the middle of the night thinking of this thing. But it's if it comes to me,
that's
it
called
comes to me. I can't stop it.
that's called download.
Well, it's downloading in the middle of the night. I wish it had shut up because I have to sleep as well. But I think, yeah, I think what you're saying there about the energy and feeling it, and I am here on a mission. Like I'm changing people's lives in their homes, but it's not even just that. There's a ripple effect. So there's a
Yeah,
ripple effect to what I do. If I encourage someone and they feel empowered and they think, oh my God, we can do this now ourselves. That's what my membership thing is all about, which we'll talk about in a minute. But
yeah,
if
we're gonna
you,
do.
yeah, if I can use my energy to pass on some of that energy to someone else and make them feel positive, and like I sometimes go to consultations, Peter, and I'm there to pick the colors for the whole house, and I end up talking to them about their relationship with their husbands, their relationship with their children, their
Yeah,
family member that's freaking them out. Like it's full on. Some days I walk away and I'm exhausted, because I've drained myself, but I've kind of transferred energy and helped someone that way. So
now
yeah, I think we're vessels to do that.
Tammy, would you consider yourself as a light worker?
Yes. I do, yeah. Whenever if I meditate, I have a little spot in my bedroom and it's a bay window and it just overlooks the trees and I have a chair. And when I sit there, there's a canal in front of my house. So there's water, which is for me, I'm a Pisces and water, if I could live in the water, I think I'd be happier than a human on the earth. I hate legs. I'd rather have fins. Anyway, that's another conversation. I think that I'm cracking you up. I know. Sorry.
You know
Um,
exactly what I'm thinking, yeah?
yeah, I'm just out. It just comes out. I can't help it. What was the
Yeah.
question?
Now, listen, I am dying to give the kind of people, I love that kind of design, and all my clinic is made in that kind of design, and it's a biophilic design.
It is,
Can
yeah.
you, yeah, can you explain our followers what is biophilic design and what effect that design bring to the people?
Yeah, well, biophilic design is something that's kind of bandied around a bit, but I've been going on about it for about 30 years. And I think people are only realizing what it is now. But it's a Greek, I think it's a Greek word, and it's very ancient, but bio means life, and then philic is love of. So it's sort of like the love of life, the love of nature. So it encompasses really having nature. So green, water, planting, extra life, like that lady I was saying that had no other life in the house, so she was never going to get better. We had to bring in some greens, some lovely muted tones, some planting. We had a water feature put in her back garden so she could sit out there in the morning and have a cup of tea and listen to some water. Like you can create that in a very simple, small way. It doesn't have to be massive, doesn't have to cost a fortune, but bringing those things into your home will change your life. I promise you. It has a very deep effect because if we look back at kind of caveman times, like prehistoric man, we were 90% of the time outdoors. Now we're 90% of the time indoors. That's not good for human conditions. Like we're designed to be in nature. We're designed, like, how do you feel when you go for a walk on a beach? Actually, you
Oh,
don't really like
wonderful.
sand, do you?
I do, but not
The
sitting on
water.
the
You
sand.
won't get into the. I know you won't get into the water, but you like walking in the sand.
Not in Irish Sea. No, it's too cold.
Yeah, I know. You're such a wuss. Anyway,
I know. Snowflake.
you're a big girl. That's crazy. Anyway, I think like the feeling that you have, if you go and walk through a forest and
Yeah.
the trees, the wind is in the trees and you can hear the leaves and it might be raining and the smell. So you're in touch with all of those senses. So for me, biophilic design is very basic. It's about getting in touch with your senses, feeling things. You know how there was something I was watching there the other day, and it was about meditation. Saying, we were saying there at the beginning, you don't need to be 12 hours like a monk up a mountain.
No.
Like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm making a coffee in the morning or a cup of tea, and I have a really slow coffee press, and I stop everything. And I say to myself, this is going to be my meditation this morning, or the cacao that we make for our gorgeous group sessions that we do with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
If I'm
Yeah.
making cacao, Peter, like I will take the pot out slowly. I'll do everything slowly. I'll slow myself down. And that's a form of meditation. And that's kind of like a sense of how you start your day. How do you get out of bed in the morning? We were doing that beautiful group meditation a few weeks ago in your clinic, in my clinic, and
Your clinic.
you and you were talking about oh, I lost my train of thought there. You were talking about that slowness. Do you remember
Yeah.
you were saying about we're not like we're all rushing through life. So if you notice, it was
Be in
about
the moment. Yeah.
noticing being in the moment, yeah, and not in a faffy way, like not in a oh God, hold everything, I have to be in the moment. Like we don't have to do that. We're in the moment now because we're just focused on each other and we're
Yeah.
having a great chat. And I think that's important. Like just not making it too complicated. Stop making it complicated. It's making your cup of tea, but not doing
And
anything else at
enjoying
the
that
same
in
time.
that
And I'm,
tea.
yeah,
Yeah.
enjoying the smell. If you're making a peppermint tea, enjoy the smell.
And
Your senses are
taste
being
and everything.
activated. Notice your senses. And then you'll
Yeah.
change your home actually according to that, I think. That's my
With
belief
that.
anyway,
Yeah.
with design.
Now, we were talking about biophilic design, which is related to nature, where it's kind of bring all of your sensors to life. We are talking about slow down and be present in the body. Uh, calm down your mind. But then we have, and lately, especially the last maybe 2 years, we have big breach of AI,
Hmm.
and now it's a panic in the mainstream media and even on social media about how AI taking over jobs of the peoples and companies and all that, and it's a big
Yeah.
fear factor in the society. Uh, I have my opinion about AI, but from your point of view, from your business, what you're doing, what do you think about AI?
Well, I think it's a tool. It's a tool that's out there. Like paint is a tool in my toolbox. I think people are using it excessively. I think they're relying on it, which for me, I have an issue with that because I feel like people are dumbing down their brains and they're letting something else take that over. Where for me, I like to challenge my brain, and if I start going down that road with AI, I feel like I won't be challenging my brain, and I feel like I'll be dumbing myself down. And why should I do that? Why should I allow something else take away my intelligence? I want in
Or
my
your
job,
creativity? I don't think
pardon?
AI ever gonna be creative. People
I
are
don't, no,
creative,
no,
so
because
that's the difference.
the difference between human beings and that is,
Yeah,
when I physically go in and meet a client, I'm watching them for all of the little nuances in their face. I know instinctively when someone doesn't like something. They might not say it, Peter, but I can see it and I can feel it. And I don't know how AI is ever going to replicate me doing that. I also don't think that AI is going to be in your toilet as a plumber fixing it. Like I think there's loads of jobs that are really important. Like if you think about do you remember? I don't watch Star Trek, but my husband loves Star Trek, and one of
mine too.
yeah, I know these husbands with Star Trek.
I
But
know.
one of the things that he used to laugh at me was he said, "You always want to have a utopia. Like, my utopia would be that we only need teachers, we only need people to grow food, we only need people to study medicine so they can help humans. Like that utopia for me is everyone working together, one human race, one planet. It's a global thing. If we all figured out how to help each other in small ways, can you imagine what that would do? And I think things like that eliminate AI. We don't need it for we certainly don't need it for day to day. I'm all about, I love making things simpler. Like, I mean, my car, if I didn't have a car, Peter, I wouldn't be going anywhere. So I'm absolutely for the technical things and the, practical things that I need. But I think AI is too fabricated for me and it dumbs things down too much. So even if I was to take an image of your home and then AI it, there's loads of little details that will not work because that AI is not a human being walking around your space being you, but I am.
Well, I honestly think that the people who use AI to kind of put, their, I don't know, sitting room and create these people, or they don't have any imagination or creativity, or they they literally kind of disconnect themselves from society. I don't know if that makes sense, but I
Yeah, that's a
rather,
good point.
yeah, I rather sit, at the table with you and say, look, Tammy, like what we did with
Yeah,
our
with your
clinic,
clinic, our
our
clinic.
clinic, uh, where you listening and you can feel me, and based on that,
Mhm.
you create something for me. But AI, what I think in this stage, AI just collecting data. There's
Yeah,
no creativity, nothing.
it's not unique though.
No, no.
No.
And like I do these, it's like pictures for social media. I'm doing only because it's probably gonna take me hours to create something, but I don't want to make a video where I'm avatar and the AI talking through me, or that's not like, it's not real. It's not human. I don't
But
know.
what you're saying is it's a useful tool. So
Yeah,
yes, I agree with you.
yeah,
It's a useful tool. I use it.
yeah,
It's a useful tool. It's a useful tool as a starting block, but
yeah.
that's it. And I think if people start recognizing that the creativity, like artists, I mean, there's pieces of art that I go to an art. I'm very inspired by art and nature.
I
That
know
like
that. I
nature
know.
would probably be the first thing, but then art is and fashion and style, all of that stuff. I'm like a sponge. But if I go to an art gallery and I'm standing in front of a piece of work, whether it's a sculpture or a painting, there's no AI. You can't tell me that the little groove in that painting is going to be replicated. Like, yes, they might be able to make it look like Picasso or Dali, but really,
Yeah.
you think about a Dali painting and think about those kind of melting elephant legs and melting clocks and like that's pure imagination and joy. Like, I can't see AI replicating what's inside our brains because everybody's unique. And yeah, a tool like my car. Like I turn the key, my car goes, it gets me from A to B. So to me, I think it's a useful tool. And I do think that intelligent people are actually realizing that that's all it is. It's the starting block, but you've got to have that creativity. Like I'm even looking at my office behind me, right? There's a painting here. I don't know if you can see it. It's called Leap of Faith, and there's a girl
Mhm.
diving into the moon. It's a gold moon, so she's in a
Yeah.
swimsuit, and that's my friend Laura Jane Halton. She's an amazing couture designer, but in COVID she pivoted and did some art. So now when I look at that, I feel her energy in that painting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't think AI can replicate that feeling because I know that every brushstroke that she made, her heart was in it. So
And
where does
even we as a human beings, these like let's say painting, I'm sure there is a loads of imperfection in that painting, but that's
yes,
what makes us humans.
and that's
Because
what makes it
AI,
beautiful.
yeah, and AI is trying to make everything perfect, and there is no perfection. Like we are
Yeah.
all, both sides.
But the
But
beauty is in the imperfection, do you think? You see, I,
yeah,
I think the beauty is in the imperfection. Like if I get something wrong, sometimes I make happy mistakes. Sometimes I think, oh my God, the universe just told me that that wasn't meant to be. Like that
yeah,
was a mistake, but then it turned out that it was really good for the client. So,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, my I was moved in a different direction. So if you're not open, like if we're talking about spirituality, you have to be open to that, I think. You have to be
For the
open
flow,
to
yeah,
think, what is like every day I wake up, Peter, and I go, now I'm not full of the joys of spring every day, but every day I do go, it's another day. Like
yeah,
imagine you wake up and you can start all over again. Are we lucky to wake up this morning? And I was really excited because I was going to be chatting to you today.
yeah. Me
And like,
too.
that's isn't that a lovely thing to wake up and feel happy? And it's not, you know, I don't think you can fabricate that. And I don't think AI is going to change those things. I think we have to do that inside ourselves. Like, we're kind of looking for answers maybe with AI, where I think the answers are actually inside every single one of us. And we have to really open our minds to that.
Yeah, that's true. And it's really freaking me out when I see people on social media, they talking to AI and they trying to kind of get answers like a prediction of the future. And uh, I don't know. I personally believe that all these answers are inside of us. And the only job is you have to go in and find these answers, not
For sure.
asking machine to tell you. Like it's mad. But
Do you know what that I think is though? I think that's like people are very unhappy. I think there's a lot of people who are walking around and they're quite unhappy and they don't know how to fix it. And
yeah,
they just
lonely.
want someone to fix it. But actually,
Yeah,
you've got to do the work. You
yeah,
have to do the work. Now, maybe it's because I was born in 1970 and I'm a hard worker. So I have that, my parents are very hard workers. I come from a family that works hard and we don't expect anything handed to us on a plate. So I think that's where AI is it's kind of like burrowing in to people's minds and saying, this is the easy answer, but there is no easy answer. Like Peter, I'm 56. I don't have the answers. I'll probably take my last breath and still not have the answers. But like, isn't that okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Like, why are we trying to make
it's a
everything
human
perfect?
experience. Yeah, yeah,
And then you miss out on things. Like if
yeah,
you're going around with your head in the phone and you're asking AI for a bloody answer for something, you're missing
yeah,
out on a human being looking at each other in the eyes. Like
yeah.
I find that really important. And the younger generation almost are losing that ability to communicate as well. And that's a
But
real passion for me. I really want to get people talking again properly to each other, physically, face to face.
Tommy, I came to Ireland 9 years ago. And I remember I was really kind of surprised, but in a nice way, how people in Ireland, they actually, when they're passing by, they look into your eyes and they give you a smile and they say hello or hi or whatever. And that was 9 years ago. But then lately, last maybe 3, 5 years, everything changed. People are constantly on the phone. They listening whatever they listening on earphones. Little by little, it's kind of they start disconnecting from the society. There is no,
Yeah.
these conversation where you can talk to complete stranger and very light. Like little by little, it's gone. So, but I think people like us, we have to remind people that we are still, we are
Yes.
human beings, we are still connected with each other. And it's nice when you're walking down the street to say that lady, hello, how are you? Or just give her a smile. You don't have to say anything. Just,
Yeah, I think we
cheer
have
a
to
little
give
bit
it,
up.
yeah, we have to lead by example, Peter, too. Like, I start conversations when I don't have time, and I start conversations in supermarkets and bus stops when I'm ever at a bus stop, if I'm on a train, and people tell me their whole life story, because I've got that type of face. They're just like, yes, she'll hear everything. And that's fine, but I have to protect myself too, because I can't absorb all of that negativity maybe as well. So that's a different conversation. But I think what you're saying there about people disconnecting, I think that's really important, that we have to try and influence that in some way. And I don't like using the word influence now because it's used by influencers and it's a bit crazy. But like where I can do things in my home, I have two young boys. Well, one's an adult, recently turned 18, and the other one's 14. And they hate it, but we play board games at the weekend at the kitchen table, and we try and connect through the words. And we might come up with a word, and someone will say, is this a real word?" And I'm like, "No, that's not a real word. Look it up in the dictionary. But it's real. We're having a real conversation, a real family time." And one of the things that was always important to me when I had kids was to sit down and have dinner together or breakfast, one meal a day. It's not much to ask. So, I think we have to just kind of go back to that feeling of connecting properly with people and teaching the younger generation how to communicate, how to talk, when to stop, how to listen, how to look someone in the eye. It seems like it's very basic to you and me, but it doesn't seem basic to the next generations. And that is a worry. It's a worry for me, but I'm trying to do my bit where I can and encourage my boys to be different.
Well, you're doing very good. I know
Thanks,
that.
honey.
I
Thank you,
met
darling.
your son, and I know you're doing really, really good job.
Thank you, darling.
Now, I want share with the people your next projects, and you
Yes,
have a
so
really good thing, and I think they have to know about this.
yeah, I'd love to reach as many people as possible, Peter. Like this could be used all over the world, to be honest with you, because it's not, and not that I'm looking for global feckin' domination. I'm not. I just want to help people, plain and simple. But it's
Yeah.
a membership program it's a magazine that'll come to your inbox 4 times a year. It's called Design Wise. I was trying to think of the name of the magazine, and people say sometimes that I'm a bit wise when it comes to, I've got a few years under my belt and I want people to make wise decisions in their home. So that's why I called it Design Wise. But it will be a magazine every quarter that comes into their inbox. So it's like a magazine subscription, but you get me. So you get access to me giving you the right direction. So the first issue is going to be in the end of September. I'm writing the magazine at the moment. So I'm about 3/4 of the way written. So we're just working out layouts and things at the minute. But the first issue is going to be all about paint because it's one of the easiest and inexpensive ways to change your whole home. There's also going to be color palettes that are designed specifically by me to give you a starting block to say to yourself, these colors work together. Because people are overwhelmed, Peter. They're overwhelmed with the color, with the choice. And then they're buying white paint and saying, I'm going to paint the whole house white. But that's wasting white paint. So we're adding crap to the planet that we don't need to be adding. So the waste is bothering me. The fact that people are spending money on things they don't need, it's over consumerism. So I want to make sure people are making conscious choices. So so me behind them. The paint code, by the way, in the first magazine, in the first issue, will save them the entire subscription for a year. So either way, it's going to save you money, even if you just want to have the magazine to sit down and have a read with a cup of tea. But it's if you use that paint code, it covers your paint, your brushes, your rollers, your tins, your trays, everything. So it's with a company that I really admire. So the quality of the paint is really good. And I've picked palettes for all types of homes, period homes, modern homes, whatever. If you're a new first time buyer, it's perfect for you, but it's also perfect if you've bought a forever home and you're just afraid to say, I'm staying in this house for good now, but I don't want to waste any money. So it's having me behind you saying, this is a really good choice here. This is a good color palette. And then each issue is going to have a different topic, like bathrooms or spatial planning, things that I know that I can give the information to people in such a way that they can handle it in doses where they can start deciding to decorate their homes. So what else can I tell you about it? Yeah, it's launching kind of the end of August, start of September, and the first magazine will be in people's inboxes in at the end of September. For me, it's a real passion thing. Like I just want to help as many people as possible, and
You do everything with a passion.
I can't help it. I'm just full
I
of
know, I
fire.
know,
I've a lot to go. I've a lot to do. This life is too short. I have so much
I
to do.
know, I know.
I've loads of energy. I can't believe I'm wait. That's the other thing. Women don't talk about menopause and what an amazing thing it is. Like I have more energy than I've ever had. My ability to say, fuck that, fuck that, and do what I want and be true to myself. I think that's such a huge transformation for women at my age. So anyway, sorry, I went off on a tangent there, but yeah, so the membership program for me now is going to be really helpful for people. And it's a great gift. It's a great gift for someone moving into a house, somebody getting married, Christmas present, like a magazine subscription, but actually useful, not just like Vogue, you know, not just
Yeah,
flicking through ads. And there's going to be
it's more practical.
very practical. Yeah. All of the,
Yeah.
even how to paint, how much paint you need, where to put it. If you want to do scallops in your children's bedroom, there's how to do it. So that first paint issue is going to be huge. That's going to be one of the building blocks for the whole
Mhm.
membership program. So, because it's a really cheap, inexpensive, accessible way for people to get me. There's going to be a problem page, Peter. Like an agony aunt. So I'm going to have
Yeah.
design dilemmas. So there'll be a special email address just for members, and they can send in any questions. And then in the following issue of the magazine, we answer the questions. So it's a very
So
closed, yeah,
you're gonna have an interaction with the members, and they can reach you with any problem related to
yeah,
design,
they can
interior
send
design.
problems in. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
you're the
not going to
one
be
who.
one on one because one on one is expensive to get me. So this is why
I
I
know.
wanted to introduce the program to help as many people as possible and reach as many people who, like people say, oh, I can't afford an interior designer. And you probably can't. We're expensive. Like I'm expensive. To get me out to your house is expensive. But if you have me in a different way, that's the way I want to reach people and get them thinking about their homes. I think a lot of the homes, people were looking at them as like a property and how, like, what the resale value is going to be, or when we sell this, how much money are we going to make? And like,
Yeah,
why are you doing that? Live in your home. If you want to paint a wall pink, now get me to pick the color pink, the shade pink. But like, why wait? Why are you creating this bland space to sell or so that it looks good on
it's a
Instagram?
home. It's a
That's
home. It's not
nonsense.
just
It's
a
a
house.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, put your feet on the table. You know, I can't understand it really. So that's kind of where the membership is coming from.
Okay. And tell me how the people can contact you, reach you, and
Well,
what.
the membership links are all in the website, which is laneinteriors.ie. And there's when you go down, you scroll down and you hit membership, there's two sections. One is you can click on it, put your info in, and we've all GDPR set up on the website and everything like that. So everything's private. But
Mhm.
an email goes out to you with all the information about the membership, or you can just sign up straight away. So you can click on the link. It's set up with Stripe. You just put your bank details in, and then you're first up. The first 50 members, there's a special offer on. So you'll see that on the membership on the website as well. So if people want to sign up straight away, just sign up straight away because the first 50 members get a really good deal. So and it's booking up. So it's great. And we can reach as many people because it's all in a PDF. It's going to be like a little fashion lookbook, so you can flick the page. So you can sit and
Yeah.
have a cup of tea and absorb it, and it's yours forever, including the paint
And
discount code.
yeah, yeah, and you can be with yourself. You don't rushing. You just you take your
Yeah,
time and sit and
yeah.
read and kind of start creating in your mind what can you do, and then if you need more help, they can always contact you.
Yes,
Am I
but
right?
there's loads of inspiration. Like, I want to inspire people to start thinking about their homes in a different way. So there's loads of inspiration in that magazine.
You
The first
definitely
issue,
you definitely inspired me with our clinic.
my
No,
clinic,
because
your clinic.
I don't know anyone who have, not because now I want to push myself. It's not about that. And I didn't think of, like in million years that I'm gonna have clinic like what I have now. But it's actually you are the one who create that, and that's why I bring you on this podcast to tell the people how brilliant you are, how much you care about people. And that's why what you said to me, oh, I'm too expensive for you, but then, of course, you have your own expenses and, it's not easy. But then based on that, you was thinking, okay, how can I remember when we was talking, how can I help people in more way that they can reach me and it's more
Yeah.
accessible and, so it's not just the money, 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 grabbing money and,
No, 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 no.
yeah.
I have a lot of information in my mind. I know that it can help so many people save money in their homes, and that's what I
Yeah.
want to do. So for me, that's the bottom line. I don't want to see waste. I want people to purchase consciously. There's far too much consumerism going on. Like, we're one body. We don't need all the clothes. We don't need all the shoes. We don't need, like, start to think it's not about conserving things, Peter. It's more about um just living your life in a kind of a conscious way, whether it's
Yeah.
making the cup of tea consciously,
Yeah.
um, but thinking about your home in a conscious way, using your senses to start the design. Like, I start almost at the end. Like, I go into the person and think about their senses before I think about, you know, what color kitchen they're having. Like,
Yeah,
it's
you're
more
very,
about
very
how they
good.
live.
Yeah, you're very good to, in tune in someone's field or
Yeah.
even home, because the home is also field of energy of people who are living there.
Yes.
And you're very good
Yes.
in that. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
Thank you very
darling.
much.
Thank you so much for being my guest.
Thank you
Um,
for having me.
You're welcome. I hope the people gonna reach you and they're gonna realize how amazing you are.
Thank you, Peter.
Uh, because like I know you now, what, 4 years, and
Mhm.
I enjoy every second being in your presence because you're full of energy. You're bursting with ideas. You never, there is no limit for you, and that's what I love, about you, that every problem is not problem. It's just another step up. So there
Mhm.
is no, and we definitely need people like you.
And
Yeah.
we need people like you. And I'll see you
Okay.
later. I'll see you later for our group meditation, which I'm really looking
Yeah,
forward
yeah.
to
This
tonight.
evening. Yeah, yeah. I'll
Yeah.
see you then.
In my
Okay,
clinic.
darling. Yeah, in your clinic. Yeah, agree with
Ciao,
you.
ciao.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.